Okay, so we're moving right along. The next page that we're going to put in our notebook, this is going to go on page 18, and this is finding slope from a graph. Now normally I would have had the graph already drawn, so one thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to plot a correct graph. Okay, so I want you to plot these 2 points. Plot -5, 0 and -1, 3, and very carefully draw the line through these points. So -5, 0, I'm going to go on the x-axis, count to the left 5 places, draw a dot, and then -1, up 3, those are my 2 dots. Okay, let's go ahead and carefully draw a line so that the middle of the line goes through each of those points. And it's very important that you do this because if we end up using rise over run, we want our graph to easily go through one of the squares where it meets. Okay, now since we know these 2 points, we're going to talk 2 ways you can find the slope from the graph. Okay, the first and easiest one is using rise over run. Easiest thing, especially if you have a clear spot where they meet. And so if I want to do rise over run, and I'm going to start at this bottom point or the top point, it really doesn't matter. Let's do the top point so you can see what happens if we do negative values. If I start at the top point and do my rise, and in this case my rise is going to go down 3 units, this would be -3, and then from that edge here we're going to go to the left 4 places, and so my run, if I'm moving to the left, is a -4. Now -3 divided by -4, negative divided by negative is a positive. My slope is a +3 over 4. Now I want to make sure that if this value is positive, the slope of my graph is also positive, and in this case it is. Okay. The other way you can do is use slope formula. Since we know the slopes, we know the coordinate pairs of these two, -5, 0 and -1, 3, or we can even pick out a new point where it crosses, that's fine. Most of the graphs may have little dots already on there. We can label this as x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we can plug that straight into our slope formula of y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And so this is the easy part. You just take what you've already labeled and plug it straight into the formula. So y2 is 3 minus y1, which is 0, okay, over x2, which is -1, minus x1, which is -5. Now this is what I said earlier about watch your negatives, okay? And so on the top, if we simplify this, 3 minus 0 is 3. On the bottom, -1 minus -5, these two in the middle end up turning positive. And so -1 plus 5 is a +4. And so you can see that both rise over run and the slope formula with these 2 coordinate points easily give us the same slope. It's in the positive direction. We're good to go.